morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to the 20th edition of India Digital Summit 2026, organized by the Internet and Mobile Association of India. This year marks a special milestone, 2 decades of IDS, a platform that has consistently brought together policy leaders, industry pioneers, entrepreneurs, and innovators to shape the conversation about India's digital future. IDS 2026 is also the official precursor to the AI Impact Summit. This conference is supported by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, the Ministry of Tourism, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, and Startup Karnataka, Government of Karnataka. I am Monita Bala, and it's an absolute honor and an incredible privilege to be your host for this conference. We are delighted to have with us each and every one of you for this landmark edition themed India's AI Moment, leveraging the intelligent economy. Before we begin with today's sessions, I would like to take a moment to introduce to you Internet and Mobile Association of India. While most of you are aware of this, Internet and Mobile Association of India is a not-for-profit industry body with over 700 members comprising Indian and multinational corporations as well as startups. Over the years, Internet and Mobile Association of India has played a pivotal role in shaping India's digital ecosystem, advocating progressive policy frameworks, enabling free and fair competition, and promoting responsible innovation. Through policy advocacies, through research, through industry forums and startup promotions, and consumer safety initiatives, Internet and Mobile Association of India remains committed to ensuring the sustained growth of India's internet and digital economy. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the partners for their continued support in making IDS 2026 a possibility. Our presenting partner, Jio Hotstar, co-powered by National Payments Corporation of India and Get ePay in association with Meta. I would also like to inform you that across today and tomorrow, we have parallel sessions that are going to be conducted not just in our grand ballroom, which is this room, but also at our royal ballrooms 1 and 2, along with the sessions that's going to be held here. So requesting you to kindly refer to your digital copy of your agenda to know the sessions that are going to be commencing at which grand ballroom or royal ballroom, and accordingly make your presence at your respective designations. With that, let us commence today's program. We begin with our inaugural ceremony and keynote address. Please join me in inviting the dignitaries to take their seats on our stage. Welcoming Dr. Manjula N, IAS Secretary to Government, Department of Electronics, Information Technology, Biotechnology, and Science and Technology, Government of Karnataka. Thank you, Dr. Manjula, for joining us today. It's an incredible honor and an absolute privilege to have you be a part, anywhere you want, have you be a part of India Digital Summit 2026. Thank you so much for joining us. Accompanying Dr. Manjula, I would like to extend my invitation to Mr. Srinivasu, MN, Chairman, Internet and Mobile Association of India and co-founder, Billdesk. Thank you, Mr. Srinivasu, for joining us out here today. Welcoming on stage Dr. Subho Ray, President, Internet and Mobile Association of India. Thank you, Dr. Ray, for joining us out here this morning for our inaugural ceremony. Thank you, dignitaries, for taking the time off and being a part of India Digital Summit 2026. And now, inviting onto the dais to open the ceremony with his opening remarks and welcome and address the gathering once again with a round of applause. Please join me in welcoming the President of Internet and Mobile Association of India, Dr. Subho Ray. Thanks, sir.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Manita. My job is just to introduce you to the session, nothing else. I'll do precisely that and quit the stage. So today, the inaugural session is quite exciting. We have our chairman, Mr. Vasu, who is going to deliver the keynote address, and Dr. Manjula, who is going to talk about the progress that Karnataka is making and the future plans of Karnataka in the sphere of IT and PT. And finally, we have the launch of our marquee report, which is the Internet India report, where every year we put together a set of data showing the progression of internet use in the country. So that is the session structure. The theme of the entire conference this year is AI and various facets of AI. And that's why we thought there is no better place than Bangalore to organize this event. This is the first time that IDS, which is a 20-year-old property, is being held in Bangalore. And I'm very grateful to all of you who have turned up in large numbers to attend this session. With that, I request our chairman, Mr. Vasu, to come and deliver the keynote and the welcome address.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure on behalf of IAMAI to welcome you all, our members, our partners, policymakers, and all of the delegates to IDS 2026. As you just heard, this is our 20th edition of this summit. IAMAI, as you all know, is the largest industry association in India, bringing together entities that have digital businesses. And the IDS Summit has been our flagship event across the years. But this one is a special one. This is the first time that IDS is being held in Bangalore. And it's special for the reason that Bangalore is not just a host city. For long, the city has been representative of being India's center for technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. It's been India's confidence in technology as a force of progress. So from that perspective, we're delighted to be hosting this in this city, a city where ideas have turned into products, products have scaled into platforms, and platforms have gone on to shape markets both locally and globally. So bringing ideas to Bangalore has not been accidental, it's been deliberate, it's bringing the conversations into the heart of the ecosystems that has driven India's digital rise and hopefully will shape India's future in terms of the digital future in the coming years. As a quick background to the India Digital Summit, over the years, the summit has evolved alongside India's digital journey. In the initial years, the conversations centered around access. How do you connect the population across the vast country? How do you make internet accessible? How do you make sure people get onto the, so to speak, the digital journeys of India? And as adoption expanded, the conversations and dialogue moved to usage, scaling, and inclusion. How can digital services expand to cover the larger parts of the population across geographies, across languages, across demographic profile? And in more recent times, as India has gained scale in the digital technologies, the dialogue has shifted to things like trust, competition, safety, governance. That each phase of India's digital growth, the IDS has reflected the need of the times. And in that sense, 2026, as we begin this year, IDS 2026 is also at a point of inflection and marks an important phase of the digital technology growth in India. Today in India, digital technology is not an overlay to the economy. It's the very foundation of the economy, driving the growth of the country, whether it's banking, payments, commerce, mobility, education, healthcare. Digital system now sit at the heart of everything that we do on a daily basis. And this changes the nature of the challenges that face us. When digital systems are being built, the conversations, dialogues, and the focus is on speed and scale. As they mature, the conversations must shift to discussions around resilience, reliability, and longevity. All of these delivered with a sense of responsibility. India has done the first phase of the digital growth remarkably well. What we've achieved in the last decade of building population scale digital infrastructure, and ensuring mass adoption of digital payments, all of that we've done remarkably well. And we've done it at a speed and diversity of innovation that few countries have been able to match in the last decade. But the question we now face is a different one. How do we steward whatever we built into the future? How do we ensure that whatever has been built as digital systems and are getting used daily in this country stand the test of the future years, stand the test of resilience when operated at scale and under pressure, remain adaptive to change, and most importantly, remain trustworthy. So how do we move from a phase of rapid construction and building of digital systems to a long-term stewardship without losing the flexibility, the agility, and the dynamism that's got us all to this stage in the first place? So, to my mind, there are two forces that are particularly significant at this moment. One is scale. India's platforms, the digital systems that we use, today serve hundreds of millions of customers across India. And at this scale, even small design choices have great systemic consequences. What can begin as a feature innovation can quickly morph to a dark pattern. And therefore, reliability becomes as important as innovation, and governance becomes as important as growth. The second factor is AI, not just a buzzword, but it's no longer a distant frontier. It's there. It is increasingly embedded in all the systems that we use. It adds to the efficiency, reduces the risk of what we do, enhances accessibility, and supports decision making at a scale that humans couldn't have managed alone. But the challenge here is not that whether AI will get adopted, it is getting adopted. The challenge is how do we make sure it's deployed in a responsible manner, in a transparent manner, and most importantly, one that is aligned with the societal goals. So this moves beyond the theoretical debate to more practical questions of what works at scale, how should we build trust, and how do we build the governance frameworks and the guardrails for the future as for these emerging technologies. And which is why, back to IDS 2026, why it's a very meaningful event, and why we hope over the next 2 days there will be very engaging conversations. This is not merely a technology showcase. This is a forum for examining how digital systems work at scale, how they're being built and operated and governed in the real world. It's about learning from our past experience to see what has worked, what has not worked, and what lessons we should factor in. The conversations that are designed over the next 2 days are meant to encourage this form of a dialogue. It's meant to get together founders, policymakers, platform leaders, capital providers, all to one table to have dialogues in a spirit of constructive partnership, not necessarily to come up with any answers, but at least frame the question that we need to keep asking ourselves over the next few years. So in a sense, IDS 2026 will lay the foundation and the groundwork for deeper conversations that IAMAI will continue to hold over the next few seasons and years on these topics. As an industry body, as an industry association, the role of IAMAI has been to facilitate dialogue, provide insights, and enable an environment where constructive partnerships can take place. As digital systems scale, collective learning becomes indispensable. No one institution has a complete view of what works in a system, and progress depends on this knowledge sharing and on sharing evidences, sharing data, and on building on those premises, which is why data and evidence matter a lot. They are key to how we all build either businesses, how we look at digital systems going forward. And the report, which will get released later during the day, the Internet India report, has been a cornerstone of the India Digital Summits over the years. It's a report that's looked forward to by the country annually. It forms the basis on which many people build their thesis. It informs the world of what is happening in India. and it kind of is like a report card of what's working, what's not working, how are people actually using the internet, how are they accessing and experiencing the various systems that are being built. I would like to thank Kantar, who's been a partner in these reports, for the partnership over many years and for the rigor they get into this exercise. So as the closing remark, let me just close it with a broader reflection. India's digital story success has not been accidental. It's happened because there's been a good combination of what I call ambition with pragmatism. One of the few countries that has managed to scale public digital infrastructure to the level that it has, that it can reach every corner of the country and every citizen. And we managed to combine great private innovation along with this public infrastructure. We've managed to combine scale with inclusion, and most importantly, we managed to combine speed with purpose. So the next phase of our journey as a country is about how do we move responsibly forward from here. Stewardship of these systems, which millions use, is increasingly important because they form the cornerstone of trust that the citizens have in this system. Stewardship of innovation is necessary, that it serves not just the business that are being built, but also the society at large. So India Digital Summit 2026 is an opportunity to shape that stewardship jointly together. I thank you for having heard me out patiently, and I hope you have a productive, inspiring 2-day session here. On that note, I would now invite Dr. Manjula, Secretary to the Government, to come and address the audience.
Good morning, everyone. Dr. Subho, the President, Internet and Mobile Association of India, Mr. Srinivasu, Chairman, Internet and Mobile Association of India, and all the delegates here. It's indeed a matter of pleasure for me to be a part of the India Digital Summit, and I understand this is the 20th edition of IDS, and big congratulations to all of you, the office bearers of IAMAI. Sorry about that. Yeah. So I think no better place than Bangalore to have the IDS here, being the technology and the digital nerve center of the country. So, and the good thing is the topic that is being explored today, India's AI moment, leveraging the intelligent economy. I think it's very pertinent and very relevant at this point in time. We are all in the midst of an AI revolution. I mean, you know better than me. I'm frankly a newbie to this because I've taken charge about 3.5 months ago in this department. Before I has to have contrasting department like Kannada and culture. So it's a sea change from there. But anyway, but the other themes which are going to be discussed now, the AI readiness, cyber resilience, offline intelligence, intelligent commerce, and creative intelligence. All these, I think, are the pressing issues which India must focus on as we scale AI, and more importantly, responsible AI. I think cutting across every dimension of this AI race, be it research, prototyping, development, deployment, safety, governance. I'm sure all of you all of you also agree that the single non-negotiable determinant is talent. I think recently I remember watching this interview of the CEO of NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, who was mentioning on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum, where AI, he was talking about the potential the AI has. He was describing how every layer of the AI industry that it is, be it power, be it the computing, be it the storage, AI modeling, and the application level, has immense potential.
So unlike the belief we generally have, AI may take away jobs, but she was explaining in a very lucid manner how the potential this AI has, employment capacity or creating more employment this AI has, and of course, talent is the backbone of all of this. So India, I think we have a very tremendous opportunity here. India being a potential with highly skilled AI force, which is scaling up, which is developing also. I think we have a great potential here. But all this cannot be achieved, unless all of us get together, mainly the industry leaders, the founders, subject experts, researchers, policymakers. I think all of us need to, come together to enable this intent of developing the talent. The studies have shown that the AI market is, has a potential of about more than 860 billion US dollars up to, by 2030. So that means we are growing at a rate of 30% every year. So it's a tremendous opportunity. In India is also quite, uniquely positioned in the sense we have a, ecosystem being developed here in which the central government has been promoting very actively, and at the same time the initiatives are all spearheaded by various states. So amongst them, I think the states which have built a strong digital, academic and innovation ecosystem definitely have an edge. And I think Karnataka that way is positioned very well. I think Karnataka stands out as a cornerstone of India's AI capability. So we have and it's the advantage or the AI talent advantage that Karnataka has is structural, because we have a good mix of AI talent here, government-sponsored, centers of excellence, enviable research institutions, and an unparalleled startup ecosystem. I was just talking yesterday, I think, to one of our founders, Mr. Ankush Sabarwal, who's the company's the startup name is CoreOver.ai. I mean, the kind of potential, the startup, I could understand the kind of, looking at his journey, the kind of potential that he has. He started off as one of the founders, and it was supported by the government of Karnataka through our startup. Like, startup is one of the sponsors here. That is an initiative of government of Karnataka, Startup Karnataka. We have an Elevate program where some money was given, but, that's not the point here. But then the kind of potential he's already working within the last 4-5 years, his company has grown. He's working already with about more than 5-6 central government agencies, including IRCTC. And the good thing is also employing more than 70 skilled people there, that is a kind of, potential this has, exponential, in fact, one person leading to 17 in about 4-5 years' time. So, and further, independent analysis, I think CBRE report came out recently, which talked about Bangalore being the world's elite tech talent hub. In the top 12, we have a position where we are in the top 12. We have about more than 1 million tech professionals, more so in Bangalore. And I think 50% of them are in the AI and ML category. So, so this also is a reflection of the state's density of academic and corporate researchers, engineers, innovators, product builders working on AI across various startups, GCCs, and large enterprises. Karnataka's capabilities also reflect the national goals that we have, which aims at enabling secure access to secure data exchanges, scalable computing infrastructure, and development of indigenous AI models. I think Karnataka is working, and the investments going on are actually creating on-ground competencies which are needed to erect such a national AI architecture. We have an expanding network of centers of excellence, accelerator program, skilling, deep tech skilling pipelines. All this will enable, the increase in the capacity and the talent depth, which will allow industry, academia, and government to participate meaningfully in shaping India's sovereign AI future. Likewise, going with the global trends, we are also the national guidelines have been brought out on responsible AI, advances in responsible AI, which emphasize on safety, fairness, accountability, and human centricity. And the Karnataka's efforts are also aligned with this vision. We can see this as a real examples which have been rolled out in Karnataka. For example, the AI-based, the diagnostics and telemedicine that has been launched here through the National Health Mission, and also about an AI-enabled, modeling, which is helping us predict and track and prevent communicable diseases, including climate-linked and livestock-related health risks that we have. We have really seen that in these kind of real-world deployments, how AI, that too responsible AI, can be implemented at a population scale, at the same time maintaining trust, transparency, and inclusivity. So a lot of initiatives by Karnataka government. To name a few, recently we just launched a Center of Excellence just about to last week. This is about Center of Excellence, which is handheld by our industry partner, namely NASCOM, which is called as a Center for Applied AI and Tech Solutions. The idea is to strengthen applied R&D and accelerate the journey from prototype to production. At the same time, we already have a well-established Center of Excellence, which is again supported by our academic body, which is the IIT Alumni Center of Bangalore. This is another unique public innovation accelerator. So here we have this accelerator is a structured 5-month accelerator supporting our startups. It also brings together industry and academia and government through various events such as problem-solving corners, hackathons, roundtables, curated data sets that will strengthen real-world model development. And not only that, they're also anchoring a skilling program through certification that gives young engineers a clear pathway into high-value AI roles. The rest of Bangalore is also not left behind, in the sense we have been, Karnataka government has been consciously supporting initiatives and investments in other areas, democratizing AI, areas such as Mysore, Bangalore, Hubli Dharwad, Tumkur, Kalburgi, Shivamogga. So we are trying to ensure that this AI opportunity is not confined to certain geographies like Bangalore and the metro cities, but also equitably also spreads to other regions. So in that regard, we already have launched, during the Bangalore Tech Summit, we did this, a Center of Excellence, which is working on quantum AI and computing. This is housed in the IIIT Dharwad. And this is a part of a larger initiative called LEAP, Local Economy Accelerator Program, which the government has decided. The good thing, or the innovative, or the unique thing about this is we have a dedicated quantum research laboratory. Many of you know that QPI AI is one of the companies which has indigenously grown and built a quantum computer in our country, and then we are kind of trying to partner with them. And of course, this is in the final stages. So this Center of Excellence will run specialized program for students and professionals. So that is another initiative. So all that I can say finally is that India's AI movement will be defined how well we attract, upskill, and retain world-class talent. Well, Karnataka is contributing significantly, but Karnataka alone may not be able to do this. We need a collaborative effort from various governments, industry, academic partners, ethical guardrails, because there are a lot of things which may not fit into the regular frame of things. So creating regulatory frameworks which enable new innovation, new research, etc., is also the need of our, and Karnataka government is also working on that. We are working on a innovation. We have a Karnataka Innovation Act, under which we are trying to frame, regulatory sandbox environment. So this will support various technologies which may not be, and have a kind of a freer, more less regulated environment where various technologies can be researched on and, developed further. So with this, I believe this India Digital Summit has a pivotal role to play. So we see that today here, technologists, researchers, policymakers, investors, industry partners, and a broader civil society are coming together. I think this is one good platform where all of us would like to see how India can lead, not just in AI adoption, but also to uplift, empower responsibly, and build trust. So I wish the India Digital Summit a grand success. I hope as an outcome of the various discussions and dialogues which are listed today, this summit will probably give us some kind of a pointer to the country and also the various states, so that we align our vision and commit it to best leverage the tremendous AI potential the world has to offer. With these words, thank you all for a patient hearing. And then I wish that, this event becomes a grand success and we see many, many more editions to come, and then meaningful outcomes which can be actually translated into policies, decisions, and actions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Manjula, for your wonderful wishes and for that powerful keynote address, talking to us about the possibilities of collaboration and coming together as one entity, talking to us about the performance of the government, not just of Karnataka, but hand in hand with independent entities to spearhead the growth of digital and AI prospects in India. Thank you so much for your wise words, Dr. Manjula. Requesting our dignitaries to kindly stay back on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move into the next aspect of our inaugural ceremony. For this, please allow me the pleasure of welcoming on stage Mr. Biswapriya Bhattacharjee, Director, B2B and Technology, Kantar, for a presentation on Internet and Mobile Association of India, Kantar Internet in India report.
Thank you very much. Good morning to all of you. And like in every year, we are happy to unveil the Internet in India report for all of you. I don't want to stand between you and the unveiling of the report for a very long time, but I'd like to take this opportunity to share some of the snippets of what is there in the report as such. And of course, there are detailed reports that are available, which you can also download. Let me quickly jump into what we have for you as such. So Internet in India is based on a Kantar asset that has been managed now for 30 years. And like IDS has been this is the 20th year, we are also celebrating the 30 years of our product called iCube. This is something that we launched in 1996 when Internet was at its infancy. Today, we cover more than 87,000 samples across all nooks and corners of the country. Every state is represented across urban and rural. All of these are interviews done with consumers on a face-to-face basis. So it basically means people meeting people to get information in terms of how they use Internet, what do they do with Internet, and so on. And that gives us a very holistic understanding of the entire Internet landscape of India. Based on this, what we share with you is the total number of Internet users today. We are close to 1 billion Internet users in India, about 958 million to be precise, across urban and rural. We have seen rural going over urban a couple of years back, and that is the trend that continues, with rural continue to show higher growth than urban. In terms of the usages as well, if you look at the core usage that drives Internet usage or Internet access today is driven by OTT, followed by communication and social media. These are the three biggest drivers of Internet. Across all sections, all town classes, across urban and rural, we see these three as the core driver of Internet. However, what we are also seeing is the growth of commerce, the digital commerce, payment, and also learning picking up over a period of time. We've seen learning pick up during the 2020s and 2021 period, go down, and we are seeing our traction build up there once again. So that's at an overall level. However, like every year when we unveil our report, what we also do is talk about a few key highlights. And this year, we are here to present 5 key highlights from the Internet in India report. The first that we are seeing is the fact that there is an increase in the multi-device usership. And I'll talk about each of them in some more detail. The second thing is, while there is multi-device usership that's growing, we are also seeing shared device usership growing, especially in the rural India. And that's an interesting trend that we talk about as well. We've spoken about AI a lot, and iCube and Internet in India also talks about the growth of AI, and AI is now used by almost half of the Internet users in India. We're also seeing the emergence of the commerce platform in newer ways. So there are new ways in which the commerce is being used and not really traditional commerce channels. And finally, short video has actually come into popularity, and it's actually grown significantly. Let's jump into each of them very quickly. The first is about the growth of multi-device ownership. So what do we mean by multi-device ownerships? These are people who use more than one device to connect to the internet. Earlier, it used to be a phone and a PC. However, over a period of time, we have seen this to become various other smart devices, smart televisions, etc. And that's one trend which is on the rise with a lot of multi-device ownership. And what we have seen is that this is a trend that's not only urban-centric trend, but is also prevalent in rural in India. About 10% of rural is using it. At the same time, what we are also seeing is that about 20% of all internet users use a shared device, which basically means that the device is not owned by them. And that essentially means that they are using their parents' device, their spouse's device, using their, in many cases, possibly their logins as well to buy products, etc. And therefore, that's a trend, that's a significant trend that's been there over a period of time, has become a lot more prevalent in the rural, a lot less in urban India at this point in time, which essentially means that in the rural India, we need to be focused in terms of how we target these the shared device users in a more precise manner. AI is the third thing that we are seeing, and as I said, about 50% or about 44% of them, one in every two internet user is an AI user. And what is surprising is the fact that this is not only an urban phenomena, we are seeing this in rural India as well. So it is equally prevalent. Now, within AI, when we looked at generative AI in particular, and that's one of the conversations that we have with a lot of our clients, it is not just generative AI is lagging significantly behind the AI usage. Generative AI, almost 2/3 of the AI users are also using generative AI. Just that the generative AI users are a lot more in urban India and when compared to rural India. The fourth trend that we are seeing is the emergence of the new e-commerce channels. Now, when we look at the traditional channels, the likes of Flipkart, Amazon, Meesho, etc., the horizontal players, most of the users actually use those, and those are the usual entry points for e-commerce. However, over the last 2 to 3 years, all of you have experienced, and more so in Bangalore, the growth of quick commerce. And quick commerce is 20% of all e-commerce users, and of course, a lot higher in cities like Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, etc. We are also seeing a significant growth in the social commerce as segment as such. And that also contributes about 19% of the total digital commerce ecosystem. So social commerce is a trend that's picked up very rapidly since 2020, 2021, and it's now comparable to what we see on quick commerce. What we also see interestingly is that while the quick commerce users in terms of profiles are largely Gen Z and millennials, the social commerce users are a lot more of Gen Alpha and early Gen Zs. So there is a distinction in the kind of user profiles that go into one of these as such as well. And finally, the growth of short video formats, which has now become center stage. It is as high as internet users in India. It is largely replicating the way the internet users are have grown and dominated the segment as such. So in effect, what it essentially means that people are moving to snackable content a lot more. They enjoy looking at those snackable videos, and that's how you communicate a lot more as you build your digital advertising plans as well. Every time we are at this forum, we also talk about the fact that India is, even after all of these progress that we have seen, India is not fully digitally penetrated. There's still about 1/3 of India which is not on digital. And that's something that is important for us to take note of as we move forward, because there's a lot of policy initiatives, there are a lot of marketing initiatives that are being driven by the industry, by the government, which possibly do not connect with a set of our population because they are not on digital. And while we continue to drive depth of digital usages through the usage of various kinds of digital platforms, it's also important to focus on getting more and more people onto the digital bandwagon as such. So those are some of the key findings of the report. The detailed report would be available. We'd have the QR code for you to download as well and access it. And if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that brilliant presentation, Mr. Biswapriya. Dignitaries, if I could request you to kindly join us to the forefront of the stage, accompanied with Mr. Biswapriya, to kindly spearhead the launch of Internet in India report. Can we have you kindly join us on the stage along with our offline copies? Dignitaries, requesting you to kindly proceed with the launch. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, as we go for the first launch of Internet in India report. Once again, a loud round of applause. Thank you, dignitaries, for joining us for the launch of Internet in India report. Thank you so much for joining us on stage as well. If I could request you all to kindly take your seats. Back with the audience, please. If I could request you all to kindly take your seats. So,
I'd like to quickly deliver a vote of thanks. First of all, grateful to Dr. Manjula for having turned up, although the legislative session is in session. To our chairman Vasu, and of course to Kantar and Biswapriya for this lovely presentation. Thank you all very much. We are coming back to Bangalore. We are setting up an office here, and we are committed to. We left Bangalore 5 years back, so we are coming back again. We are opening an office, and we are planning to continue with the India Digital Summit in Bangalore, not in Delhi, not in Bombay. So with that, thank you very much, all of you.
once again, we would like to take this opportunity and extend our sincerest of thank yous to our dignitaries for joining us for our inaugural ceremony, to Mr. Srinivasu MN, to Dr. Subho and Dr. Manjula and IAS. Thank you so much for taking the time off your schedule and being a part of our inaugural ceremony for India Digital Summit 2026.